In our last get-together, we discussed what goodly means and how it relates to expectations the Lord has for us. I stated that one of the greatest predictors of success we have in life is to have and be goodly parents. Let's take a closer look at the characteristics, expectations, and value of goodly parents. An excellent definition of goodly parents is a mother and a father who love and care for each other and for their children. They do their best to rear their children in love and righteousness, to provide for their physical and spiritual needs, and to teach them to love and serve one another, observe the commandments of God, and be law-abiding citizens wherever they live. They are dedicated to themselves, each other, and their children, and unite, commit to, and care for each other and their family through marriage and all of its joy, pain, births, deaths, and beyond. They honor their marital vows with complete fidelity. They base their family life upon the teachings of Jesus Christ, establishing and maintaining their marriages and families through faith, prayer, repentance, forgiveness, respect, love, compassion, work, and wholesome recreational activities. In other words, as we discussed last time, they are people like you and me, doing the best they can with whatever they have. Sometimes they come up short, but they always take the long view of their challenges, picking themselves up and moving on, taking their family with them. As such, they bring each other into eternity. Parenting is a partnership focused on the strengths of each member. Ideally, fathers preside over their families in love and righteousness, providing the necessities of life and protection for their families. Mothers primarily focus on the nurture of their children. In all things, they help each other as equal partners. Circumstances may require adaptation, and extended families may need to lend support, but this basic structure provides all that children need to grow and become successful parents themselves. As they do, they have a greater likelihood of raising their own goodly generation, exponentially expanding these blessings among their descendants and to their communities and nations. Individuals who violate covenants of chastity, who abuse spouse or offspring, or who fail to fulfill family responsibilities will face the full consequences of their actions in their own lives and in the lives of their children. We are surrounded by ample evidence of the inevitable calamities that follow the disintegration of the family. Parenthood is under attack globally, with destructive increases in the number of single-parent families, of divorces, and in children growing up without parents committed to each other through marriage. This abandonment blows large holes in the development of each child and crushes individual potential. We cannot escape the consequences of this decay. The key to bringing about positive change in individuals, communities, and nations is to promote measures designed to maintain and strengthen the family as the fundamental unit of society, to promote goodly parenting. All the politicians organizing in all the halls in all the world will never have the lasting impact of parents simply doing what they can to provide for their children, teaching them to love and serve each other, to observe the commandments of God, and to be good citizens. Doing so will extend that positive impact through their children's children and, as I said, exponentially beyond. To be clear, I am divorced. My wife and I parted after 35 years of what I and many others thought was blissful enviable marriage. Does that devalue everything I may have to say about being a goodly parent? Perhaps. That conclusion is up to you. It is something that occurs in the mind of every person that comes across these words. But I do not believe that divorce devalues. I do not believe that breaking up with your spouse makes you an evil person. I do believe that it sears into our hearts that we all have things to work on. I certainly learned much in the racking self-inquisition that comes when foundations are torn from under you. I'm certain my former wife felt similar pain. Can God redeem us? Can we be worthy of his love, even if our marriage is ended? Of course we can. Your journey is not over. You, like each of us, certainly have much to work on. But you can move past the pain and the ever-present internal accusation of failure. You can be a good person and a good parent. You can continue to love your former spouse. And you may yet find someone else with whom to share eternal joy. Do what you can. Do not give up. And see where God takes you. So, practically speaking, how do we do this? How do we become a good parent? How do we recover from whatever doubts, fears, pains, or perceived failures dogs us? What of these principles can apply to us if we're not a parent? We'll talk about that next time.